All right, we got quite interesting news. Entropiq transfer list main roster. I can't say that I'm surprised since Entropiq, the Czech team, is on the rise, and the main Entropiq team is kind of good. I think they probably can't find a good replacement for an Oper until the major ends, and I'm pretty sure they contracts are quite heavy, so there is no real point for them to keep this roster since they didn't qualify for the major. Need to find an Oper, right? So it's kind of waste of money and time when they can invest that money into Entropiq Prague and promote their main roster, like Czech team and so on and so on and so on. Now they also have the good sticker in the game, so it's like they sorted, right? Their main gamble worked. Right now, there is no more need for them to keep the roster. And here is the second part, right? With the TSM entering the CSGO very soon, what can we expect? Can we expect this particular lineup to move to TSM and be the main team right now? Or we're gonna see TSM with a new lineup, a new European lineup, right? And this Entropiq team gonna go and maybe represent some other org, right? Because I'm pretty sure there's an option, let's say for like one win, to actually pick them up and get rid of like those players that underperform, right? They also have Deco, which can actually suit, right? Or they just basically can buy out some players and like get the IGL, maybe like say thank you, Flamey, whatever. Because like these players, even though like they didn't make the RMR, they still are better than those that one win has at the moment. So my opinion is that TSM should be building up the roster from free agents and shouldn't be wasting money on this topic team. And thanks to that, um, we can actually see CSGO free agent list. Here we go. And in my opinion, like I can say already that we have as an IGL. Let's say if we build in the team from the scratch, if we build from the scratch, like, and TSM is actually coming into CS:GO not for like one season or two, but it's coming long term, then number one pickup is here, right? The Ukrainian player here. Let me find him. Here we go. This, in my opinion, is like the best potential pickup for any team that's incoming in CS:GO and wants to build. And together with him, next player that potentially I would go for is like they already have the good chemistry, right? They playing around, and we all love this guy, and it's Smoya, right? For me, like Smoya is really underrated, and he deserves to play the competitive, and he actually wants it, and he's ready, and we obviously can see that he was the main reason why his mix actually qualified for the RMR because Smoya was playing a god tier Counter Strike, right? So these are already two players, right? That potentially you can grab into your lineup, right? Then the next thing is if they actually want to have a representation of North American player, then technically George Snorts they can get him out of the nouns. I don't think he's gonna cost a lot, and so far what we can know, what we expect is that this guy potentially can be like a star role player, right? So that's already a third person, right? I'm pretty sure my conversation with myself right now is kind of delusional, but on a paper, if you already have Smoya on the op, here on the IGL, and George Snorts, let's say, as a potential star player or whatever, you can get like one more experienced player in, and this can be anyone, even an A player can potentially suit for the starting position, I would say, and player like I don't know what NA experienced players rush potentially can be just like a like a glue for this team. Also like the second NA player in a team, right? So you still can kind of like participate in NA events, and like if you want like third player be competitive, then you obviously have to go for like EU player. But if you want to compete in a uh, American region, then it obviously has to be an American. And if we actually consider like what American player it can be, then we don't really have that many options, right? And in my opinion, let's say we checked like the most recent RMR, right? Like even from nouns, right? What was it? What was it? Nouns. Mm, who, who could they potentially get from this lineup, right? We don't really know who is who, right? So let's just see by the results. Uh, George Snorts is like a star player. Willis, Cynic, like either of them can work, right? Like just by the numbers, right? If we just look at the numbers, like, if we just look at the numbers, then Jaspim, Willis, like any of those players, right? Because like it most likely going to be easier for Cynic or Willis to actually be involved, right? Or potentially like they just can go for Cynic, Willis, and George Snorts, uh, upgrade Moya as an upper, and get get Fear as an IGL. Like potentially it can work, right? Also, they can try and get the Memphis as a coach, or maybe someone else, maybe even Devil Walk, right? Maybe he can work out with this team, right? But in general, I believe even like if they want to stay in like competitive scene and have a pretty competitive roster, and most likely it's going to be Europe based, then they will have to go for more European players, right? And with the Smoya, with the Fear, and Boros potentially is a great pickup for them since he was just recently benched. 18 years old, upcoming talent, like 18 years old. Smoya is 21. Fear is young talent as well. So all these players potentially can work out. If we look at the free agent list, and we can get like player like Snacks into that team, which potentially going to be a great addition and can bring a lot in terms of like supportive player. There aren't that many, but recently we all seen tweets of Sanji, and imagine if Smoya has Sanji, right? Oof, Smoya opening every round from round number 3, has op every single round, and Smoya going 50 bomb every single game. Smoya happy, Smoya top 1, Smoya MVP for everything, right? And at the end of the day, like this might be looking like delusional a lot, but that's a potential, right? So just to make it a little bit more visual, right? Here, IGL, Muye, Op, Chorus, uh, Raffle, then who did we see on somewhere on top? Snacks, Snacks, Lurk, Riffle, and the last, let's say Sanji is a our main support player, right? Here we go. Four. Technically, with this lineup, what can we expect? Let's see how old is Snacks, right? He's pretty old. Snacks is 29. Still good enough for like another 2 years, especially in a lurk role with his experience and everything. So I'm pretty sure it can work, right? TSM, hello. Obviously, I'm not going to create this, but in general, it's an option. So if you're as delusional as me, feel free to comment. Thanks.